Guess first I was going to ask you, how excited are you about getting the chance to play for the under-17 team?
I mean, it's unbelievable, actually. Just being with my brother, and hopefully, just he went there, so I basically followed him everywhere. So that's really pretty awesome.
Now, I was curious, you guys look similar. I was wondering, as far as the way you play, are you guys similar type players, or what's different about your game maybe than his? Or?
Well, he's a forward and I'm a defenseman, so I mean, there's definitely a difference. He's more of a skillful, playmaker.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just defending, basically.
Now, if you play against each other, can he move past you? Or are you able to stop him? Or?
I try to stop him. He's definitely pretty good, but it's kind of 50-50. He gets by and I stop him.
I was curious with hockey. I was just wondering, how long have you guys played the game? How old were you when you started?
My family's always been into hockey and stuff like that, so we were on the ice pretty young.
Yeah.
But we never really took it seriously until basically probably 7th grade. We kind of figured out we can. He left to go to a prep school in 7th grade, and so.
I was just curious, when did you realize how good you were at it? Did you realize, were you good right away, or did it take you a while to get to this level where you could be like a national type team? Or
Well, I mean, I didn't. Like I said, I never really took it too seriously, and up until 7th grade, and I've always basically he's always been my motivation to keep going when I was younger.
Oh yeah. So, I was going to ask you too, just kind of down the road, what are some of your goals for the future? Would you like to play college hockey, or do you want to try to play in the NHL? Just kind of wondering what's kind of your hockey dream, so to speak, or
obviously the main goal is to make it to the NHL, but I would love to go play college hockey, and then just go from there, basically.
I was curious, growing up here, did you go to many games, like Clarkson or St. Lawrence games when you were a kid? Or?
Yeah, when I was a kid, actually, when I lived in Canton, we always used to go to St. Lawrence games with my family, and we moved to Potsdam, and then we started going to Clarkson games. And,
Not switch on the spot, but of the two schools, did you have a favorite one?
Yeah, favorite one? I didn't really care. Probably St. Lawrence was my favorite because I just lived there longer.
I was curious too, just is it tough at all being so young and having to go away from home for so long? For both of you guys, is that maybe, if there's a negative to all this, is that maybe the tough part, or is that something you kind of like? Or,
It's definitely a challenge, but you can you get used to it, and then I just feel like you grow up pretty quicker, and just being away from home halfway across the country.
And how much, in a typical 12-month year, how many months are you in this area? How often do you get to be home? Is it just kind of the 2 summer months, or?
Yeah, it's basically just summer, probably 3 months for the summer, and then we get obviously vacation for Christmas, holiday vacation.
Oh yeah.
So.
I was wondering too, if you had any favorite players growing up when you were a kid, either from the area or just people in general that you liked or you try to play or.
In the NHL, actually, I actually always loved Chara when he played for Ottawa, and then we went over to Boston just because he was just a big guy out there. So, he was probably my guy I like to watch.
One thing I was curious about too, I was going to ask you, because you mentioned you actually got to play 1 year of high school hockey here. What was it like getting a chance to play, in Section 10, play for Potsdam? How did that help you, and how much fun was that?
It definitely, because that's when Jordan left, my brother, when he left for school. So when I was playing there, he would always give me tips and stuff, and how to change my game, make it better. And it was a good experience actually playing high school and just having a little fan base when we played at home.
Did you miss, is that something you maybe miss a little bit, even though it's maybe not as competitive as what you're doing now? Would you like to have maybe had a chance to play with the kids in your class for a couple of years and stuff? Or,
I think 1 year was good. I mean, I got the experience, and going away, I mean, it's just gotten better and better.
I guess the other thing I was going to ask you, I was just curious, you haven't picked schools yet, but how much of a factor would it be if he's over at Boston? Would you want to play with him too again in college? Or,
yeah, definitely.
It's kind of like a package.
Yeah, I mean, I've basically followed him everywhere. He left for prep school at Shattuck, and then I went there, and then USA. But I mean, I know I gotta kind of build my own road, but I'd love to play with him again.
And you guys seem like, obviously, just from meeting you here, you seem like you get along pretty well. Are you guys pretty much best friends too?
We're basically best friends. Being only 1 year apart, we're really close.
Well, thanks.